Well, hello, everybody. How are you? As we're getting loaded here, I'm seeing if I can do like a watch party on my page. Let's see if that works out. If you're out there, let me know. If you want to, let me know where you're calling in from or watching from in the world. You don't have to if you don't want to. But yes, so we're going to be talking animals tonight. Like I said, I'm trying to see if I can do a watch party. I can never remember how I did that last time. So, hello. If you're out there, if you're watching in the archive, thanks for watching. Let me see if I can do this. So we are going to talk about some animals. All right, I think I can do this. I'm trying to share. Hello. So if you're out there, holler at me. Let me know. So I think I made a watch party. Watch together with friends or groups. Start watch party. It appears. All right, I think I can do this. Yeah. All right, so we're doing a watch party. I don't know if it's in real time or not. Ooh, all right. So if you are out there, holler, let me know. I have two animals to read tonight. We've got Sarah with her animal Shaggy, and we've got Catherine with Bo. So those will be two that I'll read tonight. It'll probably be a short night. So we'll probably just be here about 30, 40 minutes at the most. Hello, Cheryl. How are you? It's good to see you as always. So just so you know what I'm going to do, if you're watching live or if you're watching the archive, I'm going to pull from the Arc Animal Tarot deck. I'm going to pull a tarot card for us as a general guidance for what's going on, like in this physical world we live in. And I'm going to pull an oracle card from the same deck for kind of what's going on spiritually. And then I'm going to go over a lesson. Tonight, the lesson is going to be about what to do when you leave town, when you leave your animals with someone else, whether they come to your house or you put them in boarding. Just, how to communicate, what the best way to work with your animals that way. I'll be setting an intention in just a moment as well. And then just kind of I might talk about what's been going on with my life. In my mind, I can't think of anything right now, but who knows once I start rambling. So welcome. If you're out there watching, let me know you're out there, but you don't have to. If you want to let me know where you're watching from, I love to know where around the globe you're watching. And every time I think about this, it just amazes me that sometimes there's somebody from India, from Europe, from, South America, from Australia, and literally, what a wild time to be living in, that in an instant we can connect to somebody around the globe. I've always felt that the internet is another way that we humans are trying to find our way back to all that is, back to source. The World Wide Web, we're completely interconnected, and we really don't use our voices, which I believe outside the body in the realm of all that is, there is no voice. There's just vibration, which is what our voice is, but it's vibrating in this physical world. So I always felt like we're trying to get back to what is, and we're creating things more automatic, and I love what technology has for us. As long as we still kind of honor the humanness that we're living in and existing in. So yeah. So, all right. And we are in Mercury retrograde. So right when I was about to come on, I was like, oh, it doesn't have my Facebook account. So I had to find my login, which it didn't automatically do it. And if you don't know what Mercury retrograde is, it's when Mercury, which is the kind of planet and god of communications, electronic, it's when it appears to be going backwards in the sky. And during that about 3-week period, it can mess up electronics, communication, things like that. Hey, Norm. So this can run, like I said, 3 weeks. So I'm pretty sure it started February 17th, 16th, and it's going through 9th or 10th of March. So yeah, so there'll be a little bit of that confusion stuff, and I've certainly seen a little bit of it. Not too bad. I know the last one, my computer like shut down and I didn't have a backup, and I made it through it okay, but it was a pretty powerful one for me, the energy. So if you're just joining me, say hello if you want to. Let me know where you're calling, watching from. And I'm going to set an intention in just a moment. I'm going to pull a card from the Arcanimal Tarot and Oracle deck, one tarot card for the physical world, one for the spiritual world, and then just the lesson is, what to do with your animals when you're out on vacation or you're leaving them with someone else. And then I'm going to do 2 readings tonight, so probably be just about 35-minute time together. I did go see Call of the Wild, the Jack London book that has been made into movie a few times with Harrison Ford. Really enjoyed the story. I thought they did a great job. There were they handled kind of the harsher elements of just humans being mean to animals and stuff like that. They handled it pretty well. I don't know if it was G-rated, but I remember thinking this would have been a movie my grandmother would have taken me to when I was like 10 years old, because she took me to all the G-rated Disney movies there were. But I hope I don't spoil this for anybody, and it's not the storyline, but this, this cool dog that's in the movie, it's all computer generated, and it was really cool to tell the story. And I think it would really, if I was a 5 or 10-year-old watching this, I would just be like, they do have souls. They do have emotions. I would have really bought into it. But as an adult who connects with animals, and I didn't feel the connection, even though it was like, it was kind of like watching half real and half animated. It's like the new Lion King. Really enjoyed it, but I preferred the true animated one, cartoon one, over this one, because when there was some violent stuff, they looked real enough that it really was kind of bothering me. I just had to separate myself a little bit from it. But anyway, so let's let me set the intention. So if you're watching me, whether live or in the replay, just take a couple deep breaths. And as I do this intention, if you purchase a tarot card video spread from me, and it's a personalized one, I created just for you. I do this at the beginning of that. If you see me at a health fair or a psychic fair, I do this at the beginning. If you come to my home office, I do this before we start. And that is this. And just take some deep breaths. And it's about the vibration of the words. And that is that we would all receive healing, guidance, confirmation, grounding, centering, balance, peace, harmony, alignment, joy, abundance, love, great care, compassion, health, wellness, safety, courage, and encouragement. I set the intention that we would resonate, operate, and vibrate at the highest frequency of that divine source, that pure white light, love, God, goddess energy that we can. And I call in any and all of your and my and your fur babies and animals and feathered babies, their spirit guides, their energies on the other side, whether we know who they are or not, into this time we have together, as long as they stay in high vibration and play nice. All of this for our highest good and greatest growth, I say, and so it is. And so it is. So, and Sarah or Catherine, if you show up, just please let me know that you're here, because I'm going to do a reading for Shaggy and for Bo. If for some reason you're not here, I'll just do a quick tap in, but I do like the give and take a little bit. But like I said, you've posted a little bit about why you posted the picture, so I can elaborate a little bit. So, all right, let's dive in. So let me pull. So this deck is a beautiful, beautiful deck, the Arcanimal Tarot and Oracle deck. It is a full 78 card tarot deck from Bernadette King. And then depending on what you buy, what package you buy, there's like another 80 cards of Oracle. And the Oracle can be mythical, like dragon, like imp, like fairy, and then just all kinds of things. But she put a lot of effort into this deck. And I interviewed her before the deck was created, and then I did a walkthrough of the deck. And you can see that on my YouTube channel, which all the live videos I do, I send over to my YouTube, which is Intuitive Mitchell. And if you just find the playlist, you'll see unboxing, or you can just Google Mitchell, Arcanimal Tarot. And if you put Bernadette in there, you'll probably find me real easy, especially on YouTube. So the first card I want to pull is from the tarot deck that she created, that part of it. And the backs of the cards are beautiful, lots of, purple and violet with some beautiful imagery. And I love how it's almost kind of like, the rising of the chakra colors. But in the decks, it's quite a large deck. So if you like a larger decks that barely fit in your hand, it definitely works. So, hey, Bonnie, how are you? Oh, good. You are welcome. So let's pull one card for kind of who we are in the physical world and just some guidance from one of the animals for tonight for us. So final shuffle and cut. And the card for tonight is going to be, this is the Puffin, which is the Fool. So as you can see, there's keywords at the bottom: childlike wonder, trust, and freedom. So this is such a beautiful, beautiful image. So for you guys watching, whether you're live or in the archive, today would be a great day to step into that very fool-like energy. And the Fool in tarot is the very wide-eyed, childlike, ready to go on an adventure. That toddler that, in a dangerous way toddles out to the pool and doesn't even realize that it's not safe for them. Because most of the Fool cards in most tarot deck is a young person with a little satchel, a little bag, walking off the edge of a cliff, but there's a little dog with him. So I love that childlike wonder. So if you want to focus on, like in your quiet time, your meditation time for the next week or two, just say, where can I be more childlike? Where can I find a little more trust and a little more freedom in all things that are out there? Where can I be more like a Puffin? Go Google Puffin on YouTube and just watch them. As an animal communicator and someone who does meditation with animals, sometimes all you need to do is just sit there and watch and be curiouser and curiouser. And man, the worlds will open up for you. Right back there in that red chair you can see, that's where I meditate every morning, and there's like a blanket I pull over, especially when it's a little chilly. But usually, 9 out of 10 times, Bart, my cat, and he's not here. But he usually comes and lays on my belly, and when he first comes, he nudges and pushes on me, and I'm like, Bart, I need to, and then I stop and I go, okay, you're right. This is part of my meditation, just connecting with you. And I rub him, and I do a little tapping on him sometimes, especially on the chest. If you ever want to calm your animals down or just connect with them, just tap right on the chest. Your hand's big enough that you can tap right on either side of kind of the sternum area and just tap there. And when they yawn or do a release or shift their energy, then you're done. Just let them go. But so just connecting with your animals can be extremely meditative and mindful. Bring you into the present moment, very much so. All right, so now be like that Puffin, be like that Fool over the next couple of days. And for now, let's pull from the spirit, from the oracle cards, and see what we need to look at spiritually. So with the tarot kind of connecting with the Fool and the physical, where can you, be a little more playful? Where can you take some physical, steps? I will say this, about 8 weeks ago, I stepped into the varsity gay league and started playing dodgeball. Let me tell you what, thought it was going to be a pleasure and fun, but no, it was very serious. But I really learned a lot about myself, and I got to make some connection with some friends that I used to see a lot more, and now we're getting to see each other on a more regular basis as life got in the way. So that was one place where an example like where I, stepped out like that Puffin, like that Fool, tried something different. I'm throwing balls as hard as I can at people on the opposite end of a court. How childlike can you be there? And then I get mad when I get hit. All right, so from the Oracle deck, the Arc Animal Oracle side, what do we look at from a spiritual place? Oh, crab. Look at that. Look at that face. Oh, my gosh, I love it. So modesty, self-sufficiency, circumvention. So I would say from a spiritual place, where can you maybe do a little ego check? Maybe do a little small self check. And the small self, Paul Selig, the channel, he talks about the small self, or his guides do. The small self kind of being us, the physical brain, the small self, the ego, how we think and feel about things. And then also, maybe from a spiritual place, this is where you want to start tapping into, how you can be more self-sufficient, rather than relying on like humans for help, rely on some of your, energy beings and guides and angels on the other side, even though that kind of sounds like it's against self-sufficiency, but move away from the physical part and, kind of, I love even the word circumvention, and kind of circumvent a little bit of the physical world to really utilize the spiritual world in your growth and your work. So the crab and the puffin, the fool and the crab. So two kind of cool energies that we can play with and connect with tonight. So let me know if some of that resonates with you. If not, it's okay. And I'm going to step into the lesson here in just a second. And if Sarah, if you showed up, Sarah, for Shaggy's reading, let me know. And Catherine, if you showed up for Bo's reading, let me know as well. Because I just want to know if you're here. And before I get to those readings, because I'll read differently if you're here versus if you're not. So the lesson for tonight, you guys. And if you have questions about the lesson or any other animal communication stuff, let me know. I can make it a whole night lesson, one Sunday night. And I alternate every other Sunday night. I do this, and then next Sunday night I'll do a mindfulness meditation session usually with a lesson and a mindfulness meditation at the end. And then I'm gone on vacation. So after the 8th, I probably won't be back until the 29th. But on Sunday nights I'll be doing this. And while I'm gone, if you want to get a reading, I put 20 plus spreads on my website for a 20% discount, but that's good between the March 9th and the 27th. And then I record them for you when I get back. So, all right. So the lesson tonight is, when you're on vacation, what do you do with your animals? Some of the things that I teach. First of all, my husband and I, Fabian and I, we go about twice a year, 2 big vacations. We're about to go on them. We have 2 indoor cats and an 18-year-old dog that's inside. So we pay someone to come and stay at our home. We feel more safe that way. There's someone here, just like we are. And, there's no stress putting them in like the border place. There's no sickness, kennel cough, or whatever that stuff is. But whatever you got to do and works for you, it's okay. No shame, no guilt, just do what works for you, because I'm going to be honest with you. It's, we're going to be gone right now, and it's over $1,000 just for the person we're paying to stay here. And it's worth it for us because we love them. We care about them. And, and once I started doing what I'm about to tell you, I could tell when we came back from vacation, the animals were in a much better place emotionally and things like that. So Norm says, did you get permission to go away that long? Yes, I did. Yes, we both have permission. Well, Fabian's self-employed, so he just takes off. I, got permission from my job. I've been in that position a long time, so I have accrued quite a few days off per year. It's percentage wise. So, and I use them all. I take my rest. So when you're going to go on a vacation, let's say you're going to be gone for 7 days. And let's say you have one animal in the house. Maybe it's a cat, maybe it's a dog. And you've got someone if it's a cat, maybe you have someone coming in once a day, feeding them, checking on them, just checking on the house, taking in the mail, et cetera, et cetera. So once you've got someone coming in, you want to start letting your animal know. Thank you, Norm. You want to start to let your animal know, hey, in 5 days, I'm going to be gone. Sue is going to be here, whoever the person is. And each time you think about when you're going to be gone, you're going to send an image of who's going to be coming. So right now we're sending an image of our house sitter, as well as somebody stays overnight and does the morning and evening. And then another person comes in midday to feed Sheldon the dog. So we have 2 people, which is a nice fail safe kind of a thing. But start letting them know. If you're going to take them to a shelter, you want to send the images of the shelter. If you know the people that are there, you're going to see Bobby and Jimmy and Karen, whoever it is, you send images to your animals. You're going to see them. You're going to connect with them. And then I think one of the most important things to do is, like right before you go, if it's like you're leaving at 9 o'clock in the morning, you're not going to be back for 7 days. The challenge is the mental pictures, because that's what you want to send them. You sit down and I'll sit down and I'll say, hey, Sheldon, Bartolomeo, Sebastian, we're going to be gone for 7 days. And I say, the sun's going to go up and come down 2 times. The sun's going to go up and down 3 times, 4, 5, 6, 7 times. And when it goes down on the 7th time, I send an image as I talk and say, and then, Fabian and daddies will come walking in the door. We're going to come walking in feeling rested. We're going to walk in with smiles on our faces. So you let them know how many sun ups, sundowns. Some people believe they don't have a concept of time. I think they have a concept of time, but I don't think it's based on time. Like for me, the sun up, sundown, that's 1 day, 2 day. I don't know that they know what hours are. They could. I've not seen where I need to know that unless it's like, I could send the image of when the sun's the highest and it starts to wane. That's when it's time for dinner. Or when it gets dark, that's when it's time for dinner. Like if you need to send them a specific time of the day. So you want to send them the energies of that, but most importantly, the image of it. Now, and if you have questions, you guys let me know. Just type it in. It takes about 40 seconds for me to see it. And then when you're on vacation, if you just missed your flight and you're pissed off, don't think about your animals. Don't tap in and say, oh, I wonder how they're doing. They're going to feel that frustration, that anger, that pissed off feeling. When you're on the beach, sipping a Mai Tai, relaxing, saying, man, is this as good as life gets? That's when you want to connect to your animals, when you're in a beautiful, peaceful, calm place. I'll be honest with you, if you're drunk or high, I wouldn't connect with your animals, just because they might feel that energy and not understand what it is, and they might not realize, that's you in the right place. I don't think it's bad, but I would just say, when you're calm, when you're peaceful, taking some slow, deep breaths in a very serene, as calm as place as you can be, make a connection with your animals. And, if you call or talk to the person who's sitting and all of a sudden they're like, oh, your dog's got diarrhea, but I'm giving him the pumpkin or whatever it is. If you immediately go, oh, poor baby, I feel sorry for you. And then you start worrying about him, that energy doesn't do them any good. You want to again say, okay, we trust this woman. Things are good. She knows what to do. She loves the animals just like us. The pumpkin's going to help. You want to see them in a positive way. You want to see them having good bowel movements. If you could think, oh my gosh, poor lady, she's having to clean up diarrhea every morning. Don't send the diarrhea image. What you want to do is like, great, he's back to solid bowel movements. He's doing it outside. Everything's good. You want to see them sleeping through the night. So again, sending the positive images and reinforcement of what you want to happen is the best way to do that. And that's really for anything. And then, when you're on your way home and you come home, come in as calm as you can. I'll never forget, I was teaching this class somewhere in Central Florida. And, dogs never come. I teach an animal communication class. We don't invite dogs or cats to the thing. It's just the humans. But a woman brought the animal. And even the person who was organizing the event, she's like, don't bring your animal. But she did. But the funny thing is when I spoke of this lesson, and the lesson is when you walk in your house, I encourage you to avoid what I call winding up your animal. And that's the whole, come on, here's that baby, come here. And you just, it's like you're just trying to wind them up. I don't think that that's very good for them. And I think it says something more about you than them. And when you're winding them up, it's like you're saying, please love me. Please show me that you're excited to see me. And I feel one of the best things you can do, and this is most of my teachers as well, is walk in a peaceful, calm place. If they come up to you and say, I'll be with you in just a moment. And I know that's hard sometimes. Set everything down, take a deep breath, sit down with them, and then just embrace them or connect with them in a very peaceful, calm way. If they're like, but they usually come in wagging their tail, you probably conditioned them to get hyper. And if you've ever seen like a puppy, when you walk in and you get all hyper, oftentimes what do puppies do? They pee. They're so excited they pee. That's not the behavior you really want to encourage. You want to encourage that beautiful, peaceful, calm, kind of a connection. And once again, I'll say it. If you feel like you need that or that's what you want, then I would start working on self-love, why you feel the need to wind the animal up, to show you that you're important, that they missed you, that they care about you. Animals live in the present moment. So when you walk in, they're going to be excited to see you, but winding them up is not always a good thing. It can kind of be like a fight or flight kind of scenario. And it's like they're probably wound up just because you're wound up. So, and you may absolutely disagree with me, and you may want to wind your animal up, and that's your prerogative. But I would say just give it a try sometime and just walk in peaceful and calm. So when you come back from the vacation, walk in peaceful and calm, put your bags down, take a breath if you need to, get a sip of water, and then connect with them. And I tell you, when I've done the things I just talked about, I've come home, and especially Sheldon has been more calm. I've noticed in the past he was a little like overweight, or he held on to the food or the bowel movements and stuff. Just, I don't think he had as good as functions as he usually does. And Tiffany, the Pomeranian that used to be with us, and even Lolita, we would come in and she'd be like, "Oh, you're home. Good." Where in the past she'd come home and she'd spin, and you end up coughing and even, kind of puking up a little bit because she got so hyped up. And again, that's not necessarily the best way to connect with them. They know how to live and exist in the moment in that peaceful, calm state. So there's the lesson. So let me know if you have any questions about that. And I'll be shifting into doing 2 readings. I don't think the people who wanted the readings are here tonight. I haven't seen them yet. But Sarah, if you're out there with Shaggy, let me know. And Catherine, if you're out there with Bo, just say, "Hey, let me know that you're here." That way I can have a connection with you. And if not, I'm just going to do a quick tap in. If you're watching this in the archive, I'll get there in just a moment. But say hey. So I hope that lesson made some sense for you guys. And like I said, if you have any questions, let me know. And so I'm going to put... a link in the link that I'm putting in. If you ever want to do my online course that I taught before, there's a 50% off code. I think that brings it down to like $12.50. It's like an hour long, if I remember correctly, maybe a little bit longer. But it talks about some of the things I just talked about. I have pretty much taught almost all of that, one lesson at a time, but you can go get it there in one easy kind of lesson. So Bonnie, great information, something to think about. You're welcome, Bonnie. Thank you. Thanks for being here. Anybody else have any questions? Let me know. If not, I'm gonna dive into the 2 readings. And I love doing the readings here as a collective because I believe as a collective, our energy is powerful. And what the readings are about, sometimes we have missing animals, sometimes we have animals with behavior stuff. And as a collective, we can set a very powerful intention. So even if the people are not here, it's kind of cool that we can do that. So if no other questions, I'll give it about another 30 seconds, and then I'll dive into the 2 readings that I have. So, and the first one, Sarah sent me a picture, and anytime they post in the event details say, by you posting here, it gives me permission to read the animal. So that's one of the reasons why I always tell people, go read the event rules so that you know by posting a picture what that means. So let me bring up Shaggy. So this is Shaggy, adorable. And I love the greenery around Shaggy. My color's green, as you can tell. So this is what Sarah said about Shaggy. She said, "This is Shaggy, very much alive and bipolar." She said, "I would like to know why he charges at me at nights from his bed towards my bed when I'm trying to get in own bed." And she put an angry face. She said, "It's getting worse and nothing is working. I just need to understand what's going on in his head so I can fix it." So Sarah, the first thing I would say is, and this is for anybody, and this is not to lay blame or point fingers or punish, but be very conscious about the story that you continue to tell about an animal. There may have been a diagnosis. There may have been 1 incident or 20 incidences. But when you say bipolar, that absolutely could be very real and the case with Shaggy. But what I would encourage you to do is, change the narrative and the story to not continue to support that thought and that idea. Do I believe an animal can be bipolar? Absolutely. They can have issues. A lot of times, from a lot of my teachers, things like that are usually because of like a head trauma or something. And not always so much from an incident, but more like a physical head trauma or something. So you said you would like to know why he charges you in your bed at night. And when I tap into it, he said, isn't that the game we play? So, like I said, Sarah, if you were here, I could have a little better dialogue with you. But by Shaggy saying, isn't that the game we play? Then I would say and think and feel that somehow this might have started out as a game and might have been funny or cute. And now it's become like, the tradition at night. And what I would say for you or anybody is, when you're about, whatever the issue is, when you're about to get in bed, if you're thinking it to yourself, I wonder if Shaggy's going to charge me tonight. Boy, this time he got worse. The moment you think that, then he's going to go, oh, you want me to charge you? I see. Let's play the game. Just like if you have two cats in your household and one time they got in a fight, and then every time you see them coming towards each other, you think to yourself, oh my gosh, are they going to get in a fight again? The image you're sending them is a picture or an image or a scene or a movie of them getting into a fight. So it's almost like you're saying, please get in a fight again. That's the image I'm sending you. So again, watch your thoughts, Sarah, about when you're getting into bed. And, if he charges you, I also might say, turn to him, and just stand there, like the alpha leader and just say no. And just see what happens. You might have to practice that a little bit, and then what you could say is, no, go to your bed, and then send the image of him in the bed versus, yelling and screaming while you're doing that. What's going on? Or, not saying you're doing this, but, stupid bipolar dog, that's again solidifying the story that may be true, but chances are it's not true. So again, you're better off to not support it just in case it isn't true, and just you supporting it is what keeps it alive. Now, you said it's getting worse and nothing is working. And then you said, I just need to understand what's going on. And so you can fix it. So two things there. And this is me reading the energy of the words, I just need to understand. That makes me feel like you need control of the situation. You need to understand something so you can take charge of it. And then you saying, so I can fix it. Those words, and again, I know these are words and you just type them in, but the energy of the words are powerful, whether you've only said this once or this is what you keep thinking. So I can fix it. That says something's wrong with him. So you're supporting a story that something is wrong with this animal. And there may be, but let's take a chance and think maybe nothing is wrong, and that we just keep supporting a false narrative, a story that was once told, and now we're all believing it, and we continue to believe it. Just like the earth was flat. In my mind, I actually think it might have been. And when enough people manifested around the world, then it became that. But there was a point where everybody thought it was flat. Don't go to the edge, you're going to fall off. And then when we stop supporting that story and intelligence and understanding and knowledge and science came in, then we could support a new narrative that the world is round and we can travel around it. And again, if we're manifesting and creating this matrix, who knows what the world looked like? Really. So Sarah, I hope that helps. And if anybody else has any questions about, this incident, this kind of narrative, let me know. But Sarah, I hope that helps. And definitely, if you give me some feedback, tag me, like type in, at Mitchell Osborne, so I'll see it, because sometimes I don't always see the post below. So let's, everybody watching this, whether you're in the archive or live, let's send some beautiful high vibrational energy to Shaggy and to Sarah to help understand the situation, to tell a beautiful positive narrative of love and healing. Not ignoring or denying what might be bipolar or needing to be fixed. Not ignoring or denying that, but let's just tell a beautiful narrative of a sweet, beautiful, loving, Shaggy that cares so much for you, that his behavior is showing how much he cares for you. So sending beautiful high vibrations to Shaggy. Everybody just, with no condition, just sending the high vibrations, allow them to fall, to drop. Just offer them to him, just like you might offer someone an hors d'oeuvre. You're not going to walk up to somebody at a party and shove food down their throat. With animals, it's just like offer the healing. When you see an animal on the side of the road, just, I offer you this healing. Thank you for being that warrior, for showing up for me today. I don't know what lesson you've got for me. If you can show me and tell me, let me know. So thank you. And Sarah, I hope you're watching in the archive, and I hope that made some sense for you. So you guys let me know if you have any questions, and I'll do one more. So this next beautiful baby is Bo. So this is Bo, and I love the colors of this, very almost kind of sepia tone, and I love the American flag in the background. Just such a beautiful picture, such a beautiful, happy, very thriving, thriving dog. So this is what Catherine said, and Catherine, if you're out there, let me know, because it's already turned out to be a beautiful story. Catherine said, "This is Bo. I rescued him last Tuesday from being euthanized." Good for you. Sending you some beautiful high vibrations for both you and Bo. You said he is alive and well. He is still kind of timid around your husband and you sometimes. So the first thing that I hear from Spirit is give Bo his time to get acquainted with you. Think about where he was, what he went through, and he, as a dog, as Bo, he was just living his life. He's in a place getting fed, probably had a roof over his head, not thinking nothing. And then the narrative that you might, or the people that saw him might continue to hold is, oh, poor baby. If somebody doesn't rescue him, he's done. And that's where, and some of my teachers don't use the word rescue. They like the word rehome or, even save, because, half the time you're not rescuing them, they're rescuing you. Half the time you're not saving them, they're saving you. So it's like they're like our teachers. They're the ones who are like, I showed up for a lesson for you, and you stepped up to the plate, and now I'm living with you. Adopt is a beautiful word. Rehome. Bring into your fold, into your family. And again, these are words, but the words carry vibration. The words carry power, and if you can start to really use those words, especially with your animals, it really, really makes a difference in their life. And I'm going to say, when you talk about being timid, I really feel like it's just a time of adjustment. And I'm hearing from Spirit, let Bo know this is the home. This is it. I'm assuming you don't have plans you're not just fostering, but you said you rescued him. So if you are fostering him, be honest, be upfront that you'll do everything in your power to find a beautiful, loving, caring, kind home or family or person. But if this is his forever home, then let him know. Say, this is it. It's not always fun to do the life journey thought. Just like I said earlier, if two cats are coming together, you want to send the image of them playing together and having a good time rather than fighting. With the animals, you can let them know they're going to be with you. Like I said, it's not pretty, but you can let them know they're going to be with you until they cross the bridge, the rainbow bridge. That's a peaceful and calming thought for them, because it means I'm here till I'm not, So, but that's not always fun for humans to think, okay, let me send an image of you being with me until you die. But that's if it's their forever home, then they get it. They get it better than we do. Animals, every animal I connect with and all my teachers say the same thing, and that is they get the cycle of life, the life and death, the circle, around and around and around. So Catherine, let me just tap in and see if there are any kind of final words from Bo. I do feel much appreciation. He said he likes that he gets to eat as much as he wants. So I don't know if you've been giving him a lot more food. Maybe he was a little thinner or something. It's funny. He said, I won't get fat. He said, I have a high metabolism. And I feel like he's 3 or 4 years old. So I feel like he's a young one. You have to let me know and tag me and let me know. But yeah, it's funny. He said, I won't get fat. I won't get fat. I've got a high metabolism. So again, that tells me he's very rambunctious and likes to run and play and stuff like that. He just said he's going to win your husband over. So I'm going to say this, Catherine, this is probably one of those situations. You said you rescued him, so maybe you brought him home. And a lot of times when you're the one that brings him home, he ends up attaching to the other human. But I really feel like your husband and Bo are going to become tight. And it's going to really probably change your husband, soften him more and more. I tell you, anybody watching this, if you've ever experienced a man, and I'm going to be blunt, a straight man especially, connect with a dog and lose a dog, especially if they had a powerful connection. You talk about a blubbering mess. You talk about someone who lost closer than a brother, closer than a best friend. And it's because of the connection that they had. And I think this goes way, way, way back to past lives and stuff, because it really makes me feel like just such a powerful connection. So everybody watching this, let's send Bo and Catherine and even her husband just some beautiful high vibration. Let's send them gratitude for, welcoming Bo into their home, or at least bringing them from the place into a new life. And whether he stays with them or finds another forever home, just sending them beautiful, wonderful, high vibration. Hopefully their angels and guides, and even Bo's angels and guides will guide them all on their journey. So thank you, Catherine, for sharing, and Bo, thanks for showing up. So you guys, I'm going to kind of wrap this up in the next couple minutes, but let me know if you have any questions. Like I said, it usually takes about 30, 40 seconds before I see those questions. But yeah, and if you ever want to get a reading with you and your animal, MitchellOsborne.com, you can book a session. When you book it, you send me a picture in the bill when you purchase it. And then I call you, and right before I call you, I show up at my desk here, spend about 5 to 10 minutes just connecting with the energy. I usually have a whole page of notes written down that I've connected with your animal, asking what the situation's about, how they feel about the humans, any favorite toys, what do they like to do, any overall messages. And then I go over that information, usually about 10 minutes, and then the last 20 minutes, question, answer, give and take. But yeah, kind of cool. But and let me know if you have any questions, you guys. But also, if you ever want to get a tarot reading, go to MitchellOsborne.com, click on the tarot store, and you can see all the different readings I offer. There's a few that pertain to the animals as well. And you know what? Almost any reading, you can just tell me in the notes when you purchase it, this is for my animal and their name. And I can do the reading on them if there's something going on with them. But you guys, thank you for showing up tonight. And like I said, as I'm signing off, just kind of let me know if there's anything else you want, you have any questions. I'm clearing my dashboard as we talk. So, holler, holler, holler. Oh, I don't know what's going on here. There we go. I'm bouncing around things. All right. Well, you guys, thanks for showing up tonight. Thanks for hanging out with me. And if you have any questions, you can always tag me and ask. And I'm usually pretty good about replying. So, Cheryl, you are welcome. You are welcome. And for those of you who are flies on the wall watching tonight, thank you for being there. I never mind if you just hang out and watch and listen. And if you go to my YouTube channel, Intuitive Mitchell, you can see my playlist of all the talking animals with Mitchell. I've done probably about 7 or 8 of them. And you can watch some of the lessons there and kind of binge on those, or watch the meditation one, the live meditation sessions as well. All right. Namaste. Talk to you guys soon. Have a wonderful day, night, weekend, whenever you're watching. Bye-bye.